Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled Defiled Bread and Everyone Knows It. Okay? Defiled bread and everyone knows it. All right, so recently you had the Norway professional football team, okay, participating in the World Cup, shipped a ton of food to America, all right, to keep its athletes from eating the poisonous food that America sells, okay, to its consumers. All right. Norway wanted to keep its athletes from eating the poisonous foods, all right, that it knows that America sells to its consumers, all right, to its people. So we're going to take a look at it. It says the Norway national football team made headlines by shipping over 1,000 kilograms, over 2,000 pounds of their own traditional food and flying in three top chefs to their base camp in North Carolina. All right. So 2,000 pounds is a ton. Okay. The Norwegian delegation took these extreme precautions rather than trusting or eating local American food to avoid digestion, sleep, and concentration disruptions because the United States allows ingredients and additives that are banned in Norway and the European Union. The squad wanted to stick to a highly regulated, consistent diet. Okay. The massive food shipments to the United States included 6,000 oranges, 660 pounds of Atlantic salmon and whitefish, 255 pounds of Bronost, some kind of caramelized brown cheese. Okay. I ain't never had no Bronos. All right. So here's a list of food additives and livestock treatments that are banned in Europe but still sold to consumers in the United States. All right, so I'm going to try to make it brief. You get the point. All right, now I'm going to tell you ahead of time before I start, I am going to struggle over some of these words because these are not normal words that we're used to. All right, and these are chemical names and shit we can't even pronounce that they put in the food, and they know. The bad part about it is they know it's detrimental to our health, and they still put it in there. All right, and we don't know. All right, but we're learning. All right, we're walking around the grocery store. More and more people are turning the packages around to the back and reading, and then when they can't pronounce the shit, they put it right back on the shelf. That's exactly what you got to do. All right, so here we go. Chemical preservatives and dough conditioners. All right, so let's look at the first one. Potassium bromate, used to strengthen commercial dough and help bread rise higher. The European Union banned it after the International Agency for Research on Cancer flagged it as a possible human carcinogen. All right, ADA. All right, not even going to try to say the name. A bleaching agent and dough conditioner common in cheap white breads and fast food buns is banned in the European Union because it breaks down into semi-carbazide during baking, which is a chemical linked to cancer in animal studies. All right, butylated hydroxyanisole (BHA), a synthetic antioxidant used to preserve fats and oils in foods like instant mashed potatoes and stuffing mixes, is banned in Europe due to concerns over carcinogenicity, cancer causing, and endocrine disruption. All right. Butylated hydroxytoluene, BHT, frequently paired with BHA to extend the shelf life of breakfast cereals and potato chips. The EU prohibits it due to potential toxics and carcinogenic carcinogenic risk, forcing American brands to reformulate their European versions. Propylparaben, an antimicrobial preservative found in packaged baked goods and tortillas. The European Union banned it in 2006 after research indicated it disrupts hormone production and negatively impacts fertility. Potassium iodate, used as a dough conditioner in rolls and breads, is banned in the EU because it causes excessive iodine intake, which potentially triggers thyroid issues. And then you have a host of artificial colorants and dyes. Okay, titanium dioxide, E171, a whitening agent used in Skittles, coffee creamers, and chewing gum. The European Union officially banned it as a food additive in 2022 due to data showing it can accumulate in the body and potentially cause DNA damage. So, why would you? This is a rhetorical question. It's a dumb question. If you know something causes DNA damage, why would you put it in the food? Yeah. Red dye number 40. All right. It's used in a lot of candies and sodas and pastries. In Europe, products containing it face heavy restrictions and must carry a warning label linking it to hyperactivity in children, leading most brands to avoid using it entirely. Yellow dye number 5, tartrazine, found widely in United States chips and cereals and snack cakes. Like Red 40, it requires a mandatory behavior warning label. In the European Union, causing European manufacturers to replace it with nitro extracts like turmeric. Yellow dye number 6, a vibrant orange yellow dye used in American sodas and processed cheese. Okay, it's restricted in the EU due to its link to neurobehavioral shifts in children. Blue dye number 1, it's in a lot of sports drinks and frostings and candies. All right, in the United States, but the EU requires warning labels and restricts its use due to hypersensitivity and pediatric behavior concerns. Blue dye number 2, used in a lot of breakfast cereals, all right, and pet foods. It's very toxic. Chlorine washing is a process of dipping food and to kill bacteria in bleach. And they don't do that in the EU. All right. Olein, a 0-calorie fat substitute. Okay, it blocks the body's ability to absorb essential vitamins and nutrients and cause severe gastrointestinal distress. All right. Now we go to growth hormones and animal feeds. I'm not going to read it in detail, just the name RBST, banned in Europe due to elevated insulin. Ractopamine, banned in the EU. Okay, it's an additive here in America to promote growth in pigs. All right, but it causes cardiovascular risk in humans and severe health problems in livestock. Zeranol, another synthetic estrogen to accelerate weight gain. In the European Union, they banned it, all right, over concerns regarding cancers. Trenbolene acetate, another beefing agent, but it's messes up your endocrine system and causes cancer. Melangestrol acetate, synthetic hormone, banned in the EU, and it's messing up your hormones. Okay, so here we covered a lot actually in a short amount of time. All right, we covered a lot. All right, we talked about chemical preservatives and dough conditioners. All right, we talked about artificial colorants and dyes, and then we just talked about growth hormones. All right, and the animal feed additives. So quite a bit. This is Ezekiel 4:13, and it reads, "And the Lord Yahweh said, Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them." Okay. All right. So this was written long ago. All right. The Lord said we were going to eat defiled bread wherever he drove us. And this is without a doubt defiled bread. All right. In Ezekiel, the fourth chapter, all right, Ezekiel was made to eat cow's dung mixed with his bread. Okay. And the thought of it was grotesque, grotesque. All right, that's nasty. All right, but the Lord made him do it as an example as to what we were going to be going through. This is Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction." All right, so this is not our rest. Isaiah, the 30th chapter, talks about trusting in Egypt. It says, "You trust in Egypt is going to be to your shame." All right, you'll be shamed trusting in this place. This place is circling the drain. Okay, and lastly, this is Sirach 14:5. "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." All right. So this is a covetous man. This man is willing to sell his own soul for money. Okay. And he's willing to poison his own people to make them sick and sell them uh, the drug cure, so-called the drug um, what do you call it? The drugs to so to treat the symptoms of the disease he just gave you. See, it's all about money. We're gonna get them on the front end and catch them on the back end. We'll make them sick through the food, and then come to us, all right, to treat the symptoms. And the symptoms get increasingly worse, causing cancer. All right, and now we're getting into your insurance plan, charging your insurance hundreds of thousands of dollars per person. Okay, bilking your insurance, all in the effort just to get money. So I hope this lesson was edifying and open up your eyes. Um, Thank you, the water to the brother Kadar. All right, he brought this out in camp last week, and I knew I said, "Oh, I'm gonna do a lesson on that." All right, because I've done lessons in the past about defiled bread, and I did a lesson on this channel dealing with frankenfish. All right, and this is the United States splicing uh, what we think is salmon, splicing multiple fish together to create a type of salmon that could never operate in nature. Okay, and of course they sell it to you, and you eating it. You don't know whether you're eating frankenfish, salmon, or not. Either way, I pray that this lesson is edifying. Till the next one, Shalom.